Hi. It's been ages since I've made a video having a chat, and yeah, I'm super excited to be making this video today. It's been a really long year. Um, Basically, I've been in a fibro flare since Boxing Day last year, and it's getting a lot better, but it's still kind of hanging around. Usual flares last 2-3 months, maybe a bit longer. This has lasted like 10 months now, so that's not so good. But that's it's just an unusual flare. So anyway, wanted to just kind of quickly make this video for two reasons. I had a new subscriber the other day, and there's a really nice comment. It kind of was out of the blue. Someone saying how useful these videos are, and I guess I'd actually really forgotten about this channel through COVID, and it has been a really tough year. Personally, and as far as uni goes, I've gone part-time with my PhD now, and that's helped a lot. But I was just having a chat. I've just finished kind of shortly, a little while ago, with my psychologist, who I see now about every month, but it was fortnightly for a little while, and I've been seeing her most of this year. And we just got to chatting about, I forget how we got onto it, but I was kind of just saying, I've kind of been sick or had this chronic illness almost 3 decades. And despite the fact I'm in a flare now, it's totally yucky and there's heaps of stuff I can't do. If I had to, I have a terrific partner who I've been with now for, let me get this right, 7 years and a bit. Yeah, that's right. I wouldn't, if I had to choose, if I could go back in time and change some things, I wouldn't, which meant I wouldn't be sick if I changed some things. I wouldn't, because the chances are I wouldn't end up with this partner. And, I would rather be who I am now, sick, or, with the chronic illnesses, and have this amazing partner than not, and be completely healthy. It's just not, it doesn't even enter my mind as a choice. And I was kind of just relating that, and she was just like, wow, I never really stopped to think that that's not so much maybe a common way of thinking. And it took me, I guess, a long time to be comfortable with being okay with, I guess, who I am as an unwell person or a person with chronic illnesses. And, but it's a total no-brainer. And, I was kind of saying, I don't think I'd be, I'm not the nicest person now, but I think I'd be even worse if I didn't have some of the empathy and understanding that has come from having chronic illnesses. I've seen people in supermarkets who have been looked unwell or whatever, and I just go over to them and help where other people walk past. But that's because I've been the person unwell and other people walk past me. So it's just kind of easy to do that when you have that understanding of what it's like to literally be in those people's shoes. So, I mean, that's a positive. And I was saying to my psychologist, I was like, for a long time, I struggled to kind of, I guess, not so much embrace, but really be able to move on into that more positive way of thinking, because I felt that if in doing so, it would deny the struggle. And those struggles I'd been through, when I was first had symptoms, it was the early 90s, and fibromyalgia was not a thing most doctors knew about. So it took 4 years to be diagnosed, and that was still 96. So it was, and there was still so much stigma, for a long time. It was a very different world back then. And so, it was a real struggle to be believed, to be perceived as still, I guess people didn't quite know how to define me, or if I needed to be defined, or what I could and couldn't do. I was still working it out. And so through those struggles, I became very resilient, self-reliant, and, better in a lot of ways. Of course, kind of realised I became too much that way and didn't ask for as much help as I should have, and I still struggle with that. But it was when I realised that I could move on to a better way of thinking with this illness, and I didn't have to deny the struggle, and that came with, what's the word? Got word find issues, which ironically I can't remember the word for. Acknowledging, and that process of just, I mean, it's a bigger word than that, but that's sort of what it means. Validating the struggle and the process doesn't diminish it, because I kind of felt like I didn't want to kind of go, and put all these silver linings on where I am now and kind of go, well, does that deny or diminish what I've been through? Because it's all part of me. It's all part of the spectrum of my life, my journey. My journey is not just the before and the after or the now. It's all one thing. One little things have led to another thing and as a continuum. And, that realization of that, being able to kind of view it in that way really helped me get my head around the fact that, yes, it's sort of like not even despite the struggles, but it's sort of because of the struggles, this is where I am. And I never knew that was such because I just did it by myself. So I thought that might be useful to share if anyone else is kind of struggling with that, or just don't even realize they're struggling with that, or have been struggling with that. It's kind of really nice to point out that, it's okay. It's sort of like we don't kind of have to kind of live in one extreme, like everything's great, or it was bad. It's just, stuff happens, right? And, I'm not the sort of person that believes in karma. I don't believe things happen for a reason. I think you can go back and look and find reasons, but I don't think there's any big plan. I just don't think that way, but I can see how one decision or one thing led to me getting bitten by a tick, which led to, fibromyalgia getting triggered, or however it happened, and then that led to this, and there's my cat. And all of those things led to me being in the right place at the right time to meet my partner. And if I went back and make that decision to not go walking in that bush that day, well, maybe I'd still get bitten by a tick, or maybe something worse would happen. Who knows? And it doesn't matter, because where I am right now, I'm so super happy, so happy with it. And that's what's important. The struggle's real, it's still there, but there's still lots of really great stuff. I really hope that makes sense. If not, that's on me. One thing I'm really trying to work on is better communication, and particularly kind of trying to break down my thoughts into kind of pieces that people can understand. So, because that's what my PhD thesis is all about. It's about lay summaries of research articles, so breaking down health research for a lay non-expert audience. And ironically, I'm not very good at that. So I think you'll probably see more videos from me as I attempt to get better at that. So please feel free to put any comments or feedback. I really do want to get better at this. So if there's anything you can point out, that would be very helpful. So yeah, with that being said, I hope this hasn't been as rambling. One thing that has been pointed out is that I tend to ramble a bit, and in doing that get a bit repetitive. So please feel free to point that out. I'm trying to stop that. So I will cut this short now, and it's under 10 minutes. So I'll see you next time, which hopefully won't be very long. Bye for now.